This is FinTech Futures at FinovateSpring, and I'm joined by Ben Maxim of MSU Federal Credit Union.
Hello.
Ben, how are you?
Yeah, doing well, thank you.
Excellent. How are you enjoying the conference so far?
Yeah, it's been great. Really enjoyed it.
Excellent, excellent. So, just to get started, then, would you like to give us a quick introduction to yourself, then your role at MSU?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the Chief Digital Strategy and Innovation Officer at Michigan State University Federal Credit Union, where I run our innovation lab, where we partner with fintechs and put them in front of our members to get real feedback for fintechs that we're working with, and really see if it's something that our members will actually want us to put in place as well.
Excellent, excellent. So you're here speaking on a panel then about financial inclusion in the US,
Yes.
With a focus on reducing the wealth gap and helping low to middle income families really boost their wealth. In your opinion then, how can banks across the US tackle the wealth gap, and what they should be looking to do to really support these people?
Absolutely. So I think really people need to look at it in a lens where, there's the wealth gap, but really, how do you build wealth and what does that mean? And it means different things to different people. And really, at its most foundational, there are people in underserved markets that don't trust the banking system. They've been taught generationally, they should interact with money a different way. Don't trust banks. Don't trust credit unions. Don't trust the system, right? So how do you leverage that? And I think community financial institutions are in a unique position to have that trust, and they've made some inroads through financial literacy education and things like that. So we have an opportunity there, and then to introduce solutions that are tailor-made to this audience. That's not just one solution for everybody. You really need to go talk to the communities that you're trying to serve, and really focus on how do you provide services that they need, like building emergency savings? How do they have stable housing access? How do they have access to, there are a lot of gig economy workers who they don't have a traditional W-2 income, so we can't give them a mortgage, but maybe they have enough cash flow that they actually could afford that, so they're stuck renting at a higher rate than being able to afford that house. So you can give a loan based on that cash flow versus the W-2 needing to be that requirement. So being flexible and changing maybe some of our more stringent conservative practices, and really try some new things in a risk mitigated way, but still to allow some new thoughts to come into the system.
Excellent, excellent. And what kind of new innovations and tech developments exist at the moment to support these customers you think banks could be tapping into?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the cool things I'm seeing lately, so kind of similar to like a buy now, pay later situation, but for like rent payments. So there's a company that they'll make your rent payment on the first of the month, you pay them 4 installments over time, and then they're building your credit. As you're doing already doing behaviors you're already needing to do anyway. So they're taking what you're already doing, and then you're helping build credit. Then you can be eligible to get that mortgage, and stuff like that. So there's credit build options. There's also things that are getting to the more true wealth side. That's like fractional share investing, fractional real estate investing. Both things that if you're just going to invest in stock or mutual funds or whatever you think you need thousands of dollars. Well, here's a way to do it for $5 here, $50 here, and really to get started kind of building that. And that's one thing that's really separated and created this wealth gap, is not knowing about it or having the access to do some of these things.
Excellent, excellent. And one of the key selling points for community banks and credit unions then is the customer service, the loyalty that you get from that. With that said, do you think community banks and credit unions are best placed then to kind of support these customers and really help try and drive that wealth gap close?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's a community feel, right? So there's an opportunity to use and leverage the trust you build in the community, and by doing things in the community, like supporting different events and making sure that you're diverse in what you're supporting as well, not just one or two opportunities, but really reaching out to different areas, different segments, different markets, the arts, stable housing, small business, really trying to help build up the community, and that builds the trust, and then that allows you a foot in the door to then provide financial education access and provide access to financial services that may or may not have been there all along. So that's really the opportunity. I think because of our embeddedness in the communities we live in and serve, we have that kind of leg up in being able to provide that kind of access to the trust and then to the solutions after.
Excellent, excellent. So looking at MSU Federal Credit Union then, how have you looked to approach your own digital strategy then, and how important has partnering up with fintechs been in that as well?
Absolutely. So I moved into this role where we created our innovation lab about 3 years ago. We had built a lot of stuff ourselves over time. It became unmanageable, untenable. There's just too much you can do. We needed a team probably like 200 or 300 developers. Well, we're not going to hire that. We're a credit union. So we thought partnering with fintechs was the way forward. So we've partnered with probably 20 to 30 in some fashion where we've piloted or invested in through our Reseda Group, FUSO. And we've started putting them through the innovation lab. We help them scale, we give them investment, and really help them see the credit union industry, community financial institutions as a path forward. You're not just looking for VC money. We're a strategic investor. We're helping you build your product so it can serve the members that we're serving as well. And we really enjoy taking that role and really truly being a partner. And that's, I think, the power, right, is you can partner fintech and financial institution.
Excellent, excellent. And given the rate of change then in terms of like digitization and technology, how difficult has it been to remain kind of adaptable and making sure that you're meeting customer demands?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is where a lot of fintechs have picked one segment and done it really well. So let's not try to recreate it. Let's not try to do it poorly or even okay. So let's let them be an expert on that. And how do we sew it together in a cohesive experience? And I think that is the challenge. Is if you put all these solutions in place, at some point you reach a scale where it's like, well, this one needs to interact with this one to do this, and how do you get them to work together and start to collaborate as an industry as well? And I think that's really kind of the focus we've had as of late, and using our development team to kind of make that enabling technology to maybe tie some of those pieces together, make it easier for credit unions to interact with these fintechs.
Excellent. Just to wrap things up then, what would you say the immediate next steps then when it comes to reducing that wealth gap in the US?
I think really it's how do you provide financial education access. So there's a movement in the United States right now, I think we're up to 37 states that have approved financial literacy requirements for graduation of high school. So how do you as the community financial institution provide curriculum resources to support that education? And that's really kind of that opportunity for us to make stronger, more financially literate communities who then ultimately are given a leg up in life because they've had this education early enough that it makes a difference.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.